Would you like to understand how US IT recruiting industry is going to be in 2024? Then definitely you have to watch this video to understand its trends and how it is the current market and where it is heading towards, right? This is Suman Pachigulla. I'm on a mission to impact 5 million lives, and I welcome everybody of you to join my mission, and let's impact people in a positive way. All right, wonderful. So before moving forward into the detailed analysis that I have done from my research and sharing here for you, let's see what is the recent report says. So as per the February report from SIA, what it says is total non-farm employment rose by more than 3 lakhs and temporary help service employment gained more than 3,900 in January, and the increase rate of 1.7%, and unemployment remained the same, 3.7% in US. So unemployment rate in US is currently 3.7%. So they say it stayed there. It means that there is nothing big change in negativity happened. Okay, and this has done by Michael and Timothy. Now here I want you to understand one thing. Okay, total non-farm employment. Non-farm employment means the people, those who are working in government and private sectors. Okay, and it excludes farm workers. Okay, private household employees, and if there are any proprietoryship, and those people who are working in the farms, and non-profit employees, and people who are actively serving in military, that excludes. Okay, so it is primarily with the people who are working in the private sectors and in government sectors for jobs. Okay, and 3,900 jobs in January. What is that? Temporary help service means it is the recruiting and staffing, primarily contract jobs from US staffing industry, meaning recruiting companies supporting to the clients to do their job, supplying manpowers, okay, for contract staffing. So that's what it is, meaning there is a positivity that we see as the year started. Okay, and what else? So there is something very much interesting I'm going to show, not this report, but report from the Corn Ferry. Okay, this is a company which has recently released a report. It says the 8.5 trillion talent shortage they talk about. So what is that? An extensive new Corn Ferry report. Okay, Corn Ferry is the company which has released its report, which finds that by 2030, more than 85 million jobs could go unfilled because there aren't enough skilled people to take them. What does that mean? It means there are food, but there are no such hungry people. I think this could be the right way to put it, right? So in next 6 years, 85 million jobs, okay, 85 million jobs that will go unfilled. And if you see the reason why it is going to be, well, it's probably the most repeated forecast for the year, right? And we were thinking robots are eventually going to take your job, and probably sooner than you think, because there are so much of AI, machine learning is coming in, and automation is coming in. Robots are going to take our job. As it turns out, that would be the wrong thinking, and by a long shot, you see. So it is not going to be sooner when robot is going to take your job and that robot is sitting on your chair. That is not going to happen sooner. If that is not the case, what is that? So here is what they share. They say in a new Corn Ferry study that includes a sweeping country by country analysis, the biggest issue isn't that robots are taking all the jobs. It's that there aren't enough humans to take them. There are not enough skilled people to take them. Indeed, the study finds that by 2030, there will be a global human talent shortage of more than 85 million people, or roughly equivalent to the population of Germany. You see that? Left unchecked. What is that? In 2030, the talent shortage could result in about 8.5 trillion in unrealized annual revenue if there are nobody is there to use it. So this is what stayed there. So what is that you have understood? It is not the people, it is not the robots that is taking our job. It is the people who are not available to take the jobs. You see how interesting report this is? Wonderful. Let's come back to the US market. All right. So I want to show you a report about global staffing versus US staffing market in 2024. What is that it says? SIA report says global staffing industry generated 654 billions of revenue in 2022. So global staffing industry overall worldwide, okay, they have generated $654 billion in staffing industry. Now, if you're still thinking recruiting industry is good to join or bad to join, now you got to decide, because an industry, because a kind of place which is generating more than $600 billion revenue, right? And 665 billion worldwide in 2024. This is what is forecasting. So what is that they are forecasting? 654 2022, 665 2024. So because of the market volatility and other issues, it has been forecasted that $11 billion there will be an increment in this year. So let's see how this year is going. Now focus on US staffing industry growth. Okay. Now, is it really a growth driven industry? US staffing industry is really growing forward. We are going to have a in-depth analysis about it. All right. According to the SIA report, 2024 US staffing industry is poised to generate $207 billion with 3% year-on-year growth. So if we are talking about 207.2 billion growth, so how much it was before? This was a previous prediction. Okay, this is pre-pandemic, we would say the effect. Okay, 2021, which we had a very huge effect of that, but 2022 was mind-blowing. It was enormous growth that made people crazy. So many companies made so much money. Only in 2022, US staffing market rose from $188 billion to $224.7 billion. You see that? Now, all of a sudden, 2023, it took a backward turn. Slowly, in 2024, it has been projected that it is going to have a 3% increment and it will reach to $207.2 billion. And again, if you have seen the previous report, 3.7% unemployment that stayed unchanged. What does that mean? It means that unemployment stayed there, but it did not go down. It means unemployment did not rose. It's good sign that at least the market is maintaining itself. Okay, it did not go down, but high chances that it will go up. Let's see. So now, what are the industries that been predicted to grow in 2024? If you are into tech and IT, so it is expected to grow 5%. So it might reach $43.2 billion. Engineering, 8% year on year comparing to previous year. So it is talking about $10.4 billion growth expecting in 2024. If you are doing finance and accounting, 9.1 billion, it is 4% in 2024 compared to 2023. Life science, 5% growth. Education, 5% growth. Marketing, 5% growth. Now, again, though these numbers might seem low, but what is that you need to remember and consider is it is bringing a positive change. Yes, I understand that market is not growing as fast as we have expected, but it is really growing in a slow and steady manner, but in a upward spiral. So that's a good thing we need to notice, and we have to be prepared with its changes, right? And in my next video, I'm going to prepare what is that we as a recruiter need to do and what are the other trends which has caused this market to have this low supply and high demand. So that's what we are going to discuss. Now let's focus over this 2024 report and how this market is going to be. All right. Now let's understand. Let's have a glance over gross margins and bill rate for US staffing agencies in 2024. So SIA has done a pulse survey. Okay. Gross margin, how it is going to be in 2024. So 20% thought, meaning during the survey, 20% thought the bill rates would increase, while 23% thought they would see a decrease in the bill rate. Now, you see, right, why clients are giving less rates, why companies are struggling to have bigger margins, why we are not able to keep our margin target. So this is not for your company. It is an overall market which has affected, and people think 20% think there will be increase, 23% think it is not going to increase, but it will stay low. And the majority of staffing firms did believe that their gross margins will improve this year. You see that? This is the positive sign. Now, what are the popular IT roles in the US staffing which are expected to have the demand in 2024? So here, IT security, data scientist, software developers, database administrators, computer and information system managers, system analysts, web developers, information security analyst, help desk support professionals, network and computer system admins, computer programmers. So, according to the Bureau of Labor, in this year, so IT is going to have a pretty good growth, and these are the roles might take majority of the openings. All right. Now let's understand what could be the other impacts. This year is an election year, right? So an election year in US tends to create uncertainty for businesses. Why? It definitely impacts their hiring decisions and causing a temporary slowdown in the staffing market. So this is one of the reasons. Apart from other reasons, this is one of those additional reasons why the US market is going to slow down. Why? Because companies often opt for a cautious approach until the election outcome is known and potential policy changes become clearer. You know, right? So if the government change happens, if anything happens during the election, irrespective who wins or who loses, what if newly formed government have some changes in their policy and that might impact these staffing companies? That is the reason these company owners are moving pretty slow, irrespective of it's a bigger company, smaller company, primarily with the clients, right? So we got to wait and see how it turns out. Then, US employment laws that will impact staffing agencies in 2024. Another thing, what is that? US employment law, it is going to impact. So this is again another reason why 2024 is going to be a little bit slower. So the United States is experiencing various US employment law trends and changes. As employment law differs on a state and federal level, right? Now it's important to get it right when working with contractors in the US. It is very much important to know. It is very much essential for the staffing industry, staffing people, staffing companies to know that working with contractors and documentation thing is very much important. For example, California has expanded their prohibition against non-compete clauses in contracts for the contract jobs. It means that with a limited exception, non-compete agreements are considered void and unenforceable in California, regardless of whether they were signed inside or outside the state. See, these are the different laws. This is one of the examples. Now, you can definitely approach and see different laws for different states to stay ahead of the market trend. Now, let's understand what is the 2024 US labor market forecast. Okay. So how the recruiting is going to be, how the staffing is going to be. Here is a forecast. It says the chances of recession is lessening. So there will be no recession in 2024. Chances are lessening. Okay. We don't know, but I'm pretty sure there will be no recession, because considering the unemployment which is there, and slowly the hirings are moving up and things are looking little bit positive, and that's enough for us to assume that it is not such a 2008 or 2020 sort of story, right? Now, the likelihood of recession is much lower than it was 1 year ago, according to the January survey of 71 economists by the Wall Street Journal. The chances of recession is less. So, stay calm, stay positive, move forward with your better strategies. Hiring will moderate. So, we have to walk with the truth. Okay, so there is no way that we can console ourselves or we have to sugarcoat things. No, this is the reality. Hiring will moderate. It is not exceptional. Employment growth will remain positive, right? That's what we're expecting in 2024, but at a much slower pace than recent years. Forget about it is like 2020 2, it is not going to be like that, but it is going to be little bit slower. Now, despite the changes ahead for recruitment, employers still have plans to hire the first quarter of 2024. There you go. According to the latest Manpower Group Employment Outlook survey, what it says, the companies, the hiring teams, big clients still have plans to hire people, grow their teams in the first quarter of this year. Unemployment will creep up. So what they are saying is, unemployment which is in 3.7, okay, let's understand. Experts anticipate slight increase in unemployment and layoff in 2024. Anticipation. So Andrew Flowers is a labor market expert. He puts the unemployment rate at 4.2% by the end of this year. This is what he is expecting from 3.7%. Let's see. The labor market will bend but not break, right? He said, I don't expect that the unemployment rate will go above 4.5% this year. So he is expecting that unemployment will be there more than what is current trend, but it is not going to be beyond 4.5%. So we have to wait and see how this forecast works. Wages will trickle down. This is one of the pain points. Nick Bunker, he is also one of the strategists, economists. So he noted that one of the most apparent sign of the ongoing US labor market cool down is that wages are no longer growing at the pace seen over the last couple of years. Wages, rates, bill rates, whatever we are talking about, it is not growing as fast as it was going before. Why? The reason could be falling employer demand, less demand, increasing labor supply, so many people are in the market, and diminishing quitting has resulted in employers handing out smaller raises, meaning diminished quitting, meaning people don't want to quit their jobs at this moment. So we had seen resignation era, right? So much of resignation happened in near past. So what is that people are thinking now, that the market might go down, there might be recession, or there might be so many, clients are choosing specifically before they hiring somebody else. That is the reason these employees, whoever might be having in the full time or the jobs which are extending, if it is in a contract, those candidates are not quitting their jobs because they really don't want to get into the risk of looking for a job and stay in the market for longer period of time, right? So this is one of the reasons. Now, what is that you have understood? So we have finally understood few things here. What is that? Market is picking up positively. Shortage of people in coming years, and market trend, that is little bit growth we are expecting. IT industries in different industry has positive growth. Wages little bit less possible that we'll have a good margin this year, and different IT roles which will have a chances to get more opportunities, and there are other things that we have seen which is going to impact the labor market. All right, I hope you got an idea about how this year is going to be, and if you have anything to add, put that in the comment box and let me know how is that your prediction is going to be. Thank you so very much once again. This is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives through you. Bye bye.